I'm going to show you how to put together the lift room for SPEQTRE Vol.1. And first of all, print off all your pieces that you need. These are printed at these more structural parts for the mechanism were printed at 0.2mm layer thickness with a strength profile. It can be found because my printer is a bamboo P1P, and there's like a strength profile in there that's quite good. I've modified it slightly, but it's basically the same sort of thing. Whereas parts like this were, and these were all printed at 0.08mm layer thickness, so I could really get the detail that I wanted in those. But they're designed so they would be quite strong as well. Very little flex in these parts. Okay, so first things are that there are some parts that are consistent with the iris door mechanism as well. So this gear here, this gear here that are in the iris door, you'll see when you get set, and the iris blades are all the same. They're consistent across there. So first, one little tip that you might want to do, it's not necessary, but you can do it, is a little bit of Vaseline, not very much, just around certain areas. You don't want it sticky, you just want a slightly greased surface. These FDM parts are very slidey anyway, so I've never really found it super necessary, but for this particular one there are a lot of forces at play, and especially this gear here, which has this part slide through it. You might want to get some Vaseline on there and on this part. So first of all, you start putting your gears in. Get those in. Now it's important these go in a certain way. So you don't put this one in yet. So I'm forgetting that. So don't put that in yet. What you're going to do is put those two in and then start putting the blades in. So I'm not going to bore you with showing you how to put the blades in over and over again, because it's the same as the door. So you can just have a look on that video. You can just look on that video and that will show you how to do it. So I'm going to skip ahead. Okay. One little tip I have for putting the last couple ones in, which go underneath the others, is you can lay them in, get them roughly in the right position, and then you can come through the windows here and just lift them up and put them into position like that. So you slide them in by lifting them up and into position. Anyway, so once you've got that all in the right position, the blades in there, you want to line that up there, and then get your activator, helix activated wheel, put that in, and that needs to come to rest with that part facing one of these. Yeah? So you need one of those in a line like that. Okay, once you've got that, you can put on this piece. Make sure these are all nicely opened and you've got them in the right position. Then you put this on carefully and lower it into place. If you're very, very lucky, these holes will match up. So it has on a number of them here, but some of them it hasn't. So you just get the tool under there and you can pop them in to position. And gently push this down. You should have quite a bit of grip on there. go. They're all in position. Press it down. There we go. So the next thing to do is put in your inserts, floor inserts that you want. And here we go, putting them in. One way around and upside down. And that one upside down again. Goes in there. And this one goes on the top. There. So you got your inserts in, and these are your two parts which interact like that. So this goes in now. I recommend little blobs of super glue on there and there on these points, here, here, here and here, just so you can hold that in place on there. You know, if you put a little bit of glue on those points or on here, it won't interfere with these things here, so avoid any of those. You just need a bit. It should hold in, but it doesn't need to come off. You can attach to that piece. It's just so it can be printed in those two different directions. So it would be ideal if it could be one piece, but it can't be. Right, so then this piece goes in up that way, so it's off center, and that goes in there like that. Yeah, and then you need to put through. This is probably one of the trickier parts of the thing of putting this together, because you've got to line up these holes, which is sometimes a bit tricky. So, but you have to sort of feel your way. There we go, got it. Push that home, and then that's ready. Boom, boom. Nice little movement there. Okay, next thing you do is you close the iris. Or actually, you could do the iris open. Now you close it. You close the iris. So I'm using the other end, or you can use that end, it doesn't really matter, to manually turn that around. Close the iris. And that should be now pointing that direction. And the flat of that is pointing that direction towards the hole. Okay? So, now we have these parts, which are the underneath. That part just fits in there, it's the floor. And then this goes in here. Yeah. Now I glue mine in. Yeah. This could be one piece, but you never know. I might need to sort that, change that, or something like that. So at the moment it's two pieces, but I might include a piece which is all one piece later on. But you can just glue it in as long as you've got it pointing roughly straight upwards. It'll be fine. Okay, nothing's quite straight in SPEQTRE. So, okay, and the next part is you need to get a bit of, sorry, I forgot to mention that for that hinge pin there, I was using filament. So you get a bit of filament, nice decent length of old filament, roughly straighten out one end. Yeah. And feel whether that's got a little bit of grip on it. If it hasn't got much grip on it, you can just push your scalpel into the hole like that, just gently, and you'll create a kind of burr for it to go through. Anyway, so then get some Vaseline on this. Do that. You can always glue that in if it's annoying if it falls out all the time. Right. Now I need bottom part. Okay. I'll use this in a minute. Show you. Okay, so this now, you feed that first bit underneath there. Now you can, to make this a little bit easier if you want, manually push that up. It'll open the doors. It should be nice and slidey like that. Shouldn't be any real resistance to it. It should work nicely. So you can push that up and then you can raise that to the top. This will make it easier for you then to push this bit through. Just find where that hole is in the top there. There we go. So you can push that through, then you can cut that off. And you've now got a way of doing that. So you can probably see why it's quite good to glue that in place, because it will move about a bit. Okay, now you can place that on your upper level. Make sure that's all in place, and you can go up and down to your heart's content. You can put a guy on it. Where is he? There's Commander Morrison, who's investigating the upper parts of SPEQTRE, and up he comes. Yeah. Wow. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a look at the other tutorial videos too if you can.